Your water?
Hmm?
This is yours, right?
Nope. I'll have some now. I'm thirsty.
Sure.
Virtus.Pro's turn to pick.
Like that? You can see how Fog did that right there? He was like, no hesitation on these bands whatsoever, as opposed to no hesitation on the bands whatsoever. Yeah.
Right.
Little differences. But it felt genuine. He was like genuinely surprised.
10 seconds remaining.
Do you want some water?
I have mine.
5 seconds remaining.
Chen.
Dire team pick.
Fun. Fun. Fun.
Virtus.Pro's turn to bat.
Mikasa can't play Invoker, Kappa.
I feel like Virtus.Pro knew that, so they're not going to first pick it.
Yeah. That's just like, that sucks so much not having No right now. Oh.
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
Should I roll this cup up a little bit? I think it starts going eking out, or is...
Oh, that's fine.
Virtus.Pro's turn to bat. Dire team bat. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
Whoa. We get to see the trophy that neither team's gonna win, Kappa. Oh, I'm talking in Dota team. TD, I forgot. We lost.
Virtus.Pro's turn to pick.
Все только начинается. Вы уже в конце пика подвели итоги игры. Ну, ты знаешь,
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Reserve time.
I don't think
Сейчас посмотрим. А какие герои, по-вашему, будут играть здесь профессионально? Я думаю, любой из героев очень обратить внимание на человека. Каким образом он будет здесь реализован? Вообще человек нет максимума развития, если перевезет.
I'll probably go Batrider. I don't know though. I don't figure out what offlane they can really get for VP.
I don't think we've even seen a Tide yet this tournament.
Yeah, I don't know. I thought about Tide at first, and I was like, it could work, but it's against Spin Witch Doctor. I don't know if he's going to be able to get anything in lane.
Offlane Earthshaker.
Offlane Earthshaker.
Не особо понятно, какой торгует здесь вполне нечаянно выберут Virtus.Pro. Хотелось бы
Dire team pick.
это и самый непроверенный матч. Плюс
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Reserve time. Virtus.Pro's turn to pick. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Reserve time.
I would really like to see Tide. He's so good against Shackle and Beastmaster War, but I don't know if he can get enough done in the offlane to go to. It'd be fun to watch it though. Fun to cast.
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
Oh no, I was right. We lost.
Dire team back. Virtus.Pro's turn to ban.
Yeah, probably ban Oracle here.
I mean, I guess they're not going heavy push, so it doesn't matter. Well, they banned out Death Prophet. They are wagering that it is going to be a support Beastmaster.
Or support one runner. So yeah.
Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Reserve time.
Templar Assassin.
Did you say what? Templar Assassin? What about Nyx Assassin?
Nyx Assassin. Contemplated a lot in the past, but
You just don't know what he's gonna play. I mean, you either go support Oracle, maybe, like you talked about, or you go for a mid hero.
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
Cool.
Pro's turn to pick.
I mean, they have last pick now, though, for Bird.
and it's for
What's left? I mean, there's Legion and Commander, but
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
oh yeah, that hero.
Thank you so much, Alan, here in the Cybersport Arena, of course, with my good buddy, Ryu. Ryu, the panel seems to think this is going to be a Virtus.Pro game. What do you think, though? Vici Gaming with that crafty little Broodmother 5th pickup. What are your thoughts?
Well, they have a lot of ways to deal with it. The Ember Spirit, the Bat Rider. So even if one of them goes around ganking, I think they're going to be able to shut him down effectively. And yeah, it's just going to come down to FY. How much can he put this team on his back? Can he be that fast, Enigma pace jungling that we've seen from him? Can he start getting into the team fights early? If he can, I think he can be the tempo controller they desperately need.
Both of these teams were the underdogs of this tournament. You got to consider as we get hyped up and ready to go, folks, our first series here of day number 3. And here we go. Obviously, Virtus.Pro, the hometown crowd cheering for them. Vici Gaming Reborn here, looking to make a huge stride. And as I was about to say, both these teams underdogs for this tournament. Obviously, Virtus.Pro, last-minute replacements to take over for Vici Gaming, and for Vici Gaming Reborn, and unfortunately for them, Nono unable to get that visa to participate. Mikasa had to step in. He had a phenomenal day 1 performance yesterday. It was a bit of a struggle as Na'Vi were able to punish him continuously in that mid lane. We're going to have to see what kind of Mikasa is going to be showing up today, and as the panel was alluding to and yourself, it's on FY Prince to be able to kind of pull it together for his team.
Yep, they have already started off really nice here. They de-warded immediately. I think they just done a lot of replays on VP, knowing that they like to put that ward there, and they're just going to be hoping that Mikasa can just hold his own in the mid lane. That's when you pick Wind Ranger like this. You have the win run, so you're not able to get as ganked most of the time. You can be very elusive against the Chin, hopefully, but still, you have a Chin. If he gets, a Harpy, I am just going to be so worried for this man.
We'll see if the mighty frog above is going to be blessing VP with their Chen or not. And Yang actually going to be grabbing up that early bounty rune here. It looks like he's going to be taking his business towards
going
the
mid. Yeah, we get some baby night action, guys.
Okay, so we'll see what kind of adjustments are going to be made. It looks like Yoku is also going to be in the mid lane here, Ryu. So Ember versus Brood in the mid lane matchup. What do you think about that?
Man, they already scouted it out. VP are just one step ahead. They know that Brood was going to be going in this mid lane. It's just going to be a win now for VP, as well as the Wind Ranger in the off lane here. He's going to have a very hard time with Aloha down here, and I think it's you just want to have this play to catch the enemy off guard, but it didn't. So I don't know if it's going to work out for them. And Mikasa is just getting right-click down here in the bottom lane, trading last hits.
I mean, he thinks he can get some pot shots here for Aloha Dance, but he himself, be careful, Sunstrike's going to be there. One more auto attack would have done it, but he's going to be able to barely etch away from the trouble. And what do you do now if you're on the side of Vici Gaming Reborn? Do you consider pulling out any sort of audible call to change the lanes up at this point, or do you just have to stand, plant, and just make the best of the situation?
I think getting the Brood at least level 3, if not 4, then rotating isn't that bad of a strategy, because he needs just to get those levels so he's not shut down immediately, and then he can start spawning his spider lanes, going and doing, Brood things, just invading the jungle, and that could help him a lot. If Yang can take over the jungle and take it away from the Chen, we could see, the Chen being very underleveled or having to put pressure elsewhere on the map.
And we'll have to see if there's going to be a big conflict in the jungle action. It looks like they were able to get the early Satyr. It's hanging around at the top, so assisting FNG here. Actually, I wouldn't be surprised if FNG is using the Satyr himself and they're sharing the control with it, but he has been trying his best to use it as a bouncer in the lane, and FNG is going to be able to creep in that CS. He's up to 3-2 now, trying his best to kind of hold his own in the 2v1 kind of a matchup. And then, no surprise, FY in his solo jungle, ramping up the highest CS in the game. He's going to almost play this similar to your Enigma, already level 3 at just about 2 minutes in. He begins to just continue to go to work. Should Virtus.Pro bother at all giving him the attention in the jungle, or should they just expect he's going to get what he needs there?
Well, the Chen could have maybe rotated over and helped, but he decided just to help out his offlaner here for FNG, and that's going to help out so much. And I mean, we saw how this coconut here didn't do anything against DDC. He's got 5 stacks. This is a dead wish.
Oh, here he comes. He takes to the skies right now, and well, ZYF tries his best to help out. Dishes
the
out the
sticky's
stun.
gone. No mana.
Just enough space. ZYF to the rescue to assist him out with that mighty stun here. Meanwhile, in the mid lane, Yang eating a bit of pressure as Aloha Dance did rotate in.
FI is going to suicide. At least we'll get the, maybe the first death. No, he's gonna.
Oh, he's like, well, now at this point, I have to do the walk all the way back. Or no, he'll come over here and he's like, trolls want to put me out of my misery? No, he'll just stick with it for now and let his boys do the work for him.
All the dirty work. But, so if he had maybe, 30 or 40 more mana on the Bat Rider, he could have had like 7 to 8 stickies on him. Oh, and he would have just gotten run down, even with that beautiful stun coming out from ZYF.
Look how things have turned out. The Brood is still able to match up as far as the CS goes, and for Yoku's side, can be inflated a little bit, taking down those little Broodlings, and they're still matching up even as far as the CS. So Yang actually holding his own pretty nicely here. Still need to get that Flying Courier though, as we get past the 3-minute mark. Do you build this up pretty similar if you're on the mid lane Brood, where you just go straight for the Soul Ring early on, or do you make any sort of variation in this particular setup?
I would go for the variation. When you look at mid Broods, you just have to go for a bottle, I think. But he, like I said, he can always transition into that jungle or to that offlane position where you want to have the Soul Ring, but having the bottle, it allows you to rune control, and then you can go for a Kula or something, and then you're having a lot of mana sustain, but it looks like he just wants to play this stock and standard.
Oh, we have to be careful though. Smoke rotation coming in. Aloha Dance holds the dust here, and they're looking to make the move. They step in, the dust is going to be out, which will lead to a nice little stun. The Sunstrike's already there, and that is going to be your first blood. Yoku on the Ember Spirit will pick it up, and it is Virtus.Pro who will strike first.
I mean, even if that was a Wind Ranger in the mid lane, that was going to be a death. And you just see how ineffective a Beastmaster can be in the early game rotation. So I was really happy to see them group up there. And FY, as we talked about, he is just going to have to get a lot done when he's level 6, but he's already level 5. At 4.5 minutes, this is just absurd right now. And we just have to see how much they're getting out from the other lanes, but Sven's doing a good job here in the top lane. He hasn't died. We see a lot of teams, feed over against the Bat Rider, so at least that's a +1 for him.
Yeah, got scared there for a while, but Sven is still able to hold his own in the lane and find a serious amount of farm. He's second in CS only to FY, his comrade there in the jungle. And look at this, they're looking to make their move, hoping to catch maybe some lucky bounces, or at least DDC will try his best to take away some of that stack here. And he's like, ooh, am I playing with fire right now? FNG says, what do you think you're doing, boy? And is just going to run him down easily. Just makes quick work of the Doctor. How dare you mess with my stacks?
That's just, it's so deceptive how, 2 and then 3 stacks all of a sudden just start building up and you're just slowed forever. Not having boots against a Bat Rider it's a miserable feeling, Dakota. You just get run down.
Uh-oh, the gang squad's back. Aloha Dance and No Fear, arm in arm. The stacks are already building up, the stun's going to be there, the Sunstrike again is there. And, the Chen with the Seder Creep's going to be able to pick up the last hit. The global presence from G, no surprise we see this every time he picks up this Invoker, just always on the mark with those Sunstrikes. He's about to hit level 7 now.
Yeah, they have to start rotating into the bottom lane with somebody. Like, it has to be the Beastmaster or potentially even Sven, because they can't just let G have this free farm lane. That's the only person I can see right now where they can punish the most. Like, he's going to want to stay in the lane. He wants to play very aggressive against the Wind Ranger, and he's going to go for those right clicks. So how do you punish that? Well, you just smoke behind and gank.
FY has finally shown himself a little bit here on the battlefield. It looked like they might have made a go for No Fear here.
FY is in trouble.
Has been stolen, and he is getting a taste of his own medicine. Even the little rock golem's getting in on the action here, but FY will be able to make it away with assistance from DDC. So hot start already for Virtus.Pro, taking advantage of the weaker lane setup from Vici Gaming and just already dishing out some serious rotations. Weight on the shoulders for FY. He's now level 6. They have the smoke. I'm sure VP are aware of this, and they are going to be playing a little on edge, anticipating that FY will make his appearance here soon.
Yeah, and they're going to leave the double damage rune. So that's a really good play at its own right. I mean, if you leave it there, you're going to give it to the Brood as well. He's going to scalp that thing down.
Aloha Aloha Dance, nice spottage right there.
Give me
and
FNG,
well, E and FNG here in the bottom lane. Couldn't anticipate this coming, but they're going to lead it with a roar. It's for the Bat Rider. The power shot is there. The right clicks come out, and it is going to be enough. Vici Gaming Reborn will finally get themselves on the board with that successful takedown.
Oh, and you have the Yang with the double damage here. Aloha get the stun off.
He is hustling in right there. Aloha Dance not going to be able to make it away. Nuke down from Yang. And Vici Gaming Reborn string together two, and possibly a third here. A beautiful shackle shot will connect here for G. And another right click. It's Yang with a double kill on his brood brother.
Yeah, that was just a little weird coming out from the Bat Rider there for FNG. He saw the rotations coming in from Aloha, as well as even the Forge Spirit scouting out, and then all of a sudden he doesn't pop Firefly to get extra vision or anything, and they just set up for that roll, and then that nice shackle shot, and they were just able to just immediately, you know, take them down. And so this is a very good transition now for the Broodmother. Yep. He's coming to that bottom lane. He's being very proactive. He knows he can't go against the Ember Spirit, and now it looks like he's going to be taking over the jungle, and he's going to, you know, rapidly increase, you know, into. I'm curious to see what he goes for. I mean,
yeah,
this is a very good Orchid game, but at the same time, I could see him go for. I mean, I don't think it's going to be a Radiance like the Baby Knight, but that's just a little crazy. We're not there yet.
Nonetheless, he will have the time to build up those supplies. This is Yang's jungle now, and we could see Chen forced to kind of find somewhere else to work with his farm. For now, he does have a little bit of camps here to work with. Eventually, Vici Gaming Reborn will look to take it as their own. BP have made their own rotation. Looks like G is going to take his business all the way up here to the top now. Aloha Dance will babysit and kind of watch in the wings just in case. DDC needs to be careful. If he shows himself a bit too close, they could jump on him.
They have eyes touching each other right now. Look at these words. Oh, hey, what's up? How's your day?
Little do they know, right next to each other. Both the same cosmetic as well, interestingly enough. Very basic ward setup here. And, well, here comes ZYF now. They'll show themselves, but that will be the end of it here. FY back on the smoke now once again with that Primal Roar up. I mean, is this going to be the pattern here from Vici Gaming Reborn? Every time Primal Roar is up, it's let's look to make use of it.
Yep, that's what they're going to have to do. Shackle is going to...
Ooh, Yoku very thirsty to get a hold of a tier 1 tower, finds himself under a roar and under a lot of focus fire now. Oh, he makes it away, a remnant back to the tier 1. One more auto attack.
Oh,
and
coconut
can't make
bounce.
it away. The coconut bounce goes all the way.
You have Chen though.
Yeah, you have Chen. That's nice. We'll send him back to the base there, and he will avoid the trouble.
The backup plan is in there, and then now he can come back to the mid lane, and they took the tower. It was denied, but still the pressure is mounting.
Yep.
BP are not happy about that bottom skirmish.
Oh, even FNG spotted out though between those boards. They knew trouble was coming in from the south, and Vici Gaming Reborn will reposition here. And in fact, hang out by the side shop on this one. But this is a full pressure coming out from Virtus.Pro. We saw this in their matchup against Vega.
They can do it. They can do it.
I mean, what FY Reborn can do to stop him?
Oh, I mean, if Aloha Dance plays that aggressive, he might just die. But look at Yoku.
Hey, he's all aggression here. Goes right for DEC.
They just think about the remnant bounce back.
Still not going to be enough. On the other side, Lasso's going to be on FY. They pull back the stuns. It doesn't matter. They're going to be able to get him fine. Hand of God is going to be coming out, and it will be the FY takedown. FNG gets what he needs and turns his attention towards the bottom lane. Yang kind of giving FNG a bit of what he gave to Vega yesterday, and just trying to split push, and Vici Gaming Reborn just doing their best in the 5 versus 4 situation.
No, that's just really good understanding from VP. They know they're stronger in the 5-man. You have a Broodmother who doesn't have, you know, the first item online that could really help out in team fights. You also have the Beastmaster roar down. So what do? You just pressure and then you get these, you know, pickoffs there. Sad they didn't get the tier 2 tower, but still they didn't lose any map control, at least with the FNG rotation to the bottom.
And FNG looking to quickly burn up some little pesky spiders here. Yang will just have to take his business to the jungle and wait till the lane pushes out a bit more here. And how about for G? He's got what's considered now the Arteezy build-up. He's got the early Aquila, went right for the Midas. And also we'll be looking to pick up the tier 1 tower, so his economy really boosting up quite a bit. And as we see, Yoku also picks up his fancy little ruby red shoes. He's got the boots of travel ready to go, so he is a global presence and can definitely engage in these fights when necessary. Yep. Oh, but all the meanwhile here, Vici Gaming Reborn head into the pit to battle it out with the Roche. It is quickly spotted out from G as he plops down the Sunstrike, but that does not deter Vici Gaming Reborn from getting the job done.
Yeah, it's just one of those plays in Dota where you just go for that tier 1 tower top lane, and then all of a sudden, you know, you see VG just go for Roche, and there's just sometimes you just can't do anything about it. So those are the standard trades in Dota. It's not a bad one because it does give a lot of space for your Ember Spirit and to get up to his next item, which is that Boots of Travel now. So he's going to be split pushing very effectively, and as well as the Invoker. The biggest thing for him is he got the Midas, but he hasn't acquired the levels yet. He's still level 9. He needs to start getting that, maybe the drums as his next item, and then they're going to be in good tip-top fighting shape.
Looks like Virtus.Pro have been taking residence here in the Vici woods. Uh-oh, they spotted our little doctor here, and we will look at him go. That's a Sunstrike, that's a right-click, and a bounce of a Flame Break, and they make quick work of the support, and they will turn this into some momentum pushing in for the Tier 2. They are looking to just rid the map of all this free money as fast as possible. But, hey, as a good response here, look at Yang, bottom lane, totally taking over. That Tier 2 in the bottom lane's gone, and even some pressure possibly coming out from the mid lane, too. FY does drop a ward right between the two towers here, so this could be their next battlegrounds in this mid lane.
Yeah, but that was still good rotation coming in from VP going for the top. It's a very bad idea right after Roche dies to go for that tier 2 in the bottom lane. Else there's going to be a lot of rotations. Even if it's a Brood just constantly pressuring there can always be more. So, but with the Aegis advantage now and a lot of pressure being applied, I don't know if VP want to necessarily fight yet. They're going to need to have a really good smoke gank to set things up, and they were basically waiting for them to get maybe a little bit too aggressive for VG.R, keep pressuring somewhere, and then you saw how the Witch Doctor was maybe trying to set up something for top lane, and then all of a sudden he gets picked off. But it looks like we're not going to have a long pause, and that's what I like to see. Let's get back underway.
Yeah, let's not stall things out, gentlemen. We have Dota to play here. Now, there are some stacks built up over here as a nice little offshore account for Vici Gaming Reborn, and it is something that already has been acknowledged from Virtus.Pro. We saw G circle it out, so they anticipated something that they could fall back on. I don't know if they want to consider contesting it, but we'll have to see what the timing is going to be here as far as going for it or not. But we have a 5-man movement now. Virtus.Pro going on the move. FNG has that Blink Dagger here, has a Dust ready to go if they want to go for a Brood Hunt. He leads out the charge, smoked up. Coconut between the creeps, going to be spotted. FNG makes his grab. It's going to be on the DEC. They'll pull back to Witch Doctor here, and obviously it looks like it will be a sacrifice from Vici Gaming Reborn. Yoku will pick up the last hit.
He's like, thank you for getting me one step closer to my Battle Fury. I'll gladly take that kill, but FY has done a really good job, scouting out there. I was very surprised that, they didn't immediately back out because they had the vision with the Hawk, they had the vision with the Ward scouting out. So letting your Witch Doctor die there, it's not the biggest thing, but still giving away kills to, an Ember Spirit. You're just increasing his on top lane. They're going on
making a move for ZYF. He had been that to himself in the top lane. There's going to be the jump in. The chains are not going to be there, but he's still getting burnt up.
TP on CD for 7 seconds. That is so unfortunate.
And he's not going to be able to make it away anyway. Even Aloha Dance getting it on the action. FNG will pick up the last hit. Bottom though, they're making a move for G. Dishes out the Sunstrike, but can he make it away from trouble? The axes come out, no fear. Tries to send him back to base. He goes to the Ghost Walk, and he is gone. Back to Fountain he goes. An unsuccessful gank, and they'll have to just settle for the Chen instead. Wonderful work coming out from Virtus.Pro.
Yep, nice sacrifice. Do we have a Sunstrike available for F5 in 3 seconds here? They have the Chen's creep scouting him out.
Can G channel it in? Is he thinking about it here? He TP towards that mid lane to farm it up, but
okay.
FY looks like he will be denying himself possibly here to the camp, or at least just farming it out. Does have to be careful. Could still be under Sunstrike territory, but it looks like he'll make himself to the side shop.
I feel like he's saying, please just try and Sunstrike me so I can just dodge it for all the fans out there.
Yeah, right?
He's like, just come on.
FNG pops the dust, gets the grab on Yang, pulls him right back into Aloha Dance, who has the finger ready to go, and that is an easy extermination of the pesky spider.
Spiders, get out of my jungle. This is not Harry Potter, guys.
He had been really doing some work here in the bottom lane, and now Virtus.Pro can breathe a little sigh of relief. They can push this lane back out and kind of get back on the forefront on pushing their own objectives. We saw that big push down the mid lane for the tier 2, but we have not seen Virtus.Pro really be able to kind of cross the river since then. So now they can kind of get more proactive once more, and we're just going to have to wait to see what Vici Gaming Reborn's response is going to be. It looks like finally they'll make do with that pesky big stack. ZYF really bulking up on this one. He's going to have his S&Y now complete. And then I suppose you just go right for the BKB thereafter.
I think so. I think you should go BKB. You have the initiation with the Beastmaster as well as the Wind Ranger, who, let's see what Mikasa went for. So it looks like he's probably going to go for a Maelstrom or a BKB for himself. I think as long as you have a good way of initiating, you want to make sure that you go for that BKB first. But if you're feeling like you're pressured and you have to get something done, or you have to be the initiator, then you want to get it. But Yang is spotted out in the bottom lane. Nothing will come of it. It's
They
just,
have Mercy.
it was too far away for Aloha. If he had a 4-staff, that would have been another quick pick.
If he was MMY, he'd have a blink by now.
No.
We'll need a bit more time to build it up now. This guy has been the ward theme this game, and that's what you got to do, especially when you get to Broodmother. Somebody's got to be buying a lot of sentries, and in this game it is Aloha Dance. He, mad props to him. He had a lot of setups, a lot of gate movement early on, and they're going to continue to not allow this bomb lane to get pressured in.
I'm just watching the spiders die like you are. It's just so funny. They dropped the sentry for that. Man, like you talked about, it's so annoying playing against, broods, bounty hunters, because you just constantly have to buy those sentries and dust, and it just makes your supports even poorer. But they've managed to find the farm. Mechanism completed now for the Chen. He's going to have that. They're going to have sustain now for the pushes. And we saw with one-handed God, they were able to save, the Invoker there on G. With the mech now too, you're going to definitely need the Sven on top of somebody for all those right clicks.
This to be an easy tier 1 tower here in the top lane for VG Reborn. They'll snag that one up. At the same moment, Virtus.Pro will make a go for their own tier 1 here at the bottom. Doesn't seem there's going to be much of a response here from either side, and they'll just make do with the situation as it is. Touch base with Yoku here on his Ember Spirit, being the core player for Virtus.Pro. Already has the Claymore good to go. He's just one step away from getting that first Battle Fury complete, and that will make your Broodmother cringe quite a bit. That ridiculous amount of outspam is going to be a bit of a problem. But now look at this. They go on the smoke, and maybe they're anticipating there's going to be some potential here.
Yeah,
This ward building up.
This ward is scouting them out right now.
And they know Yang is there.
And they also know Sven's there too, rotating over because they had this other ward placed. So they're trying to go for the more high priority target, but unfortunately they could have got Yang, but ZYF, Spidey senses are tingling, gonna back out to the base, and it's just those hesitations as we talked about yesterday from Fog. If you decide you want the bigger prize, it sometimes doesn't work out because they back off.
Yeah. Can't really fault them on that. A takedown of the Sven would have been a huge grab for them, and while Yang would have been just an easy little target, it would have led their smoke to just really going nowhere. EDC will be able to rid of that high ground ward.
Oh, Hayes?
But they can do these stacks. Yeah, last lane. FNG is going to be able to get the stack, pulls back Picasso right into the finger. A Sunstrike's even going to be there, but not necessary. FNG picks up that one. VP continue their hot streak here, 9-4. All the meanwhile, the farm game continues here. ZYF will go to the stack, and he is about to have a BKB complete. Is that going to be the timing necessary for VG Gaming Reborn to go back on the offensive once again?
Yeah, I think so. They should just wait for their BKB Sven, so they have, no way he can get locked down in the team fights, and it's just going to come down to Virtus.Pro, initiating first with their Bat Rider, their Lion, trying to isolate him, but they still have a very hard time of locking down the Ember Spirit right now. We haven't talked about it too much. It's kind of like on the backs of the Beastmaster, or getting a good shackle shot. So Yoku that's why you see him. He's 3-0 right now. He's felt no pressure this game because not only that factor, because of the itemization coming out from the Broodmother here. He went for the Midas first into the BKB. So he doesn't force him to get, a Yules or a Manta style on the Ember Spirit by going that Orchid. He's just playing very, safe and standard here from Yang. And, well, maybe going into the later stages of the game, that'll help him be another semi-carry, but at certain times you have to say, hey, are we going to get too far behind in the later game if we just don't have this mid-game aggression against the Ember Spirit mid-lane? Ooh.
FNG try to make it go for Mikasa. Mikasa quick to go onto the win run here. FNG this time though just came up a hair short of being able to get that lasso grab. I'll have to step back. Broodmother went for the diffusal blade here. Could be used defensively to purge off any sort of pesky dust, but also could offer potential there to be able to go on the offensive.
Yeah, it can purge the Lion Hex. It can also purge off the Ember Spirit, Flame Guard. It's a really good spell to get very aggressive. And I like it. I mean, it's just ensuring that you're always going to be able to chase down So he's had, how many webs does he have? He has 4 webs saved up here. You can constantly spam that out as well. That's adding to your movement speed, and then the Diffusal Blade is just, making sure the enemy can't move. So this is a really good way of just sticking on the targets, and it looks like VG.R are trying to just pressure this tower now. They need to make sure that they don't get picked off, because it is nighttime. That's when the Beastmaster's Hawk is, a little less strong here, and they're not going to get as much vision.
FY now has his Blade Dagger, so he will wait on the side for maybe a catch opportunity, but VG Gaming Reborn happy to take the free tier 2, and is there any reason to really stop? They're just going to go right for a high ground siege. All the meanwhile, Virtus.Pro, they're doing Roche. It's pretty fresh though. They might need to backpedal here, but no, actually VG Gaming Reborn, I think they're onto it. They still have a tier 1 in the bottom lane to TP onto. They head there now, still about half of the life available on Roche here. Are they going to be able to rotate in and contest this?
Where's Ember's Remnant right here, so Ember's can come back to the team fight. Yeah, here we go. Urge Creep stolen, give me that.
Okay,
They have Blake on FY.
Are they going to go for it? He jumps right in, goes in with the win! It's a bit too early though for FY. The Roche still stands, and now comes the Mighty Meatball, and the response from Virtus.Pro. G gets the quick kill on FY. The Roche goes down, and it's going to be snagged up from Yoku, and now fight breaks out. FNG called the hiker in here from Yang. Yang's going to eat a finger, but they get their own turnaround. They quickly try to finish off the line.
My God, that send back.
And now Mikosa getting focused by both. Triple kill for G. Virtus.Pro. Certainly hold wonderful assist coming out from No Fear to pull them out. An evacuation that certainly was necessary. And when the dust does settle, it's all Virtus.Pro for this one. FY, maybe just a hair too early on that one.
That just feels so bad. You're like, well, you have an Invoker there. He's just, it's easy to DPS it so fast, and then all of a sudden you're like, oh, well,
they've now play out as well. He walks right for the stun. Aloha that's going to be able to get the catch. Yoku there as well. Looking to burn him down with the VG.R. Now a rotation in from FY. Of course, he does not have the roar, but they go right for Aloha dance instead. They are going to be able to get that one. Yoku doing his best to maybe get a bit of redemption right here. Can't quite get it. A remnant up to the high ground. They know he's up there. The Hawk will go and scout it out, but Yoku is long gone at this point.
I mean, No Fear saved his life, and he's like, I just want to give it away now.
Yeah, right?
There you go, here's a freebie. But, man, that Roche fight was just so close to being ever so slightly in VG's favor. And it just sucks when you're playing Sven, and then all of a sudden you focus all your attention on the support, and then you don't even get the kill. That's just an exclamation. And G is just playing like a monster here. He's got his Ags already. He has his Blink Dagger. This Invoker is just going to start kiting everyone in the team fights. And
yeah,
it's just going to come down now to the vision game. Obviously, I think VP is a little bit ahead now because they have the Aegis to work with. Yoku still hasn't been punished at all for his Ember Spirit, just constantly split pushing around the map. And it's just looking for VP, but if VG.R, they still have the chance. They have the initiation potential. We saw it from FY there. Don't jump the gardens. It looks like Mikasa is going to be going for that Blink Dagger too, so they can have that other stables, thing. And then as well as, Sven obviously is always going to bring, the big hits to the team fights. They just have to lock down these targets though.
Yeah, it's a lot of focus fire if they want to be able to get the lockdown for someone as slippery as the Yoku Ember Spirit. And then if they want from someone like the Sven to follow it up, I am lagging a bit, and apparently everyone else is as well. So yeah, the packets have been lost a little bit. Hopefully we can find them and get back underway here. But for VG Gaming Reborn, they have to reevaluate the situation after a hard loss at that Roche Pit fight. They're still able to kind of itemize a bit further, and do they need to take a bit more time to kind of match in the farm, or is it on them to kind of continue to go on the offensive? It looks like they're scouting a potential fight here towards the bottom. FNG will show himself. The second he breaks in, he gets caught out with a roar, does try to force that away from trouble. Yoku's going to look to intercept, but they've already made their move, and it looks like they are going to be able to get it. It's FNG who does go down, just tries to silent push it in. It looks like the pastor again, certainly here.
Just to touch on that, it's just been kind of like the FNG show for like the last, 8 minutes or so. FY has been finding pickoffs, but it's kind of been on supports at the same time, and, this support's coming in from Aloha and Fear, just constantly saving their cores has been the difference maker in this game right now. And that's the biggest problem. You just have to get the cores like FNG there. That's the start that you want. But this guy is saving up 3K bank. What is he going to go for FNG?
That's a great question.
Let's see, they have a lot of tokens. That's why you see the Ember Spirit going for the Lincolns, and then you also can go for Lotus Orb if you want to, turn that back onto the enemy. So it's up to him to decide. Maybe he wants to go for those big plays. Ags, baby.
I'm surprised that they have not picked up a gem yet. I mean, do you think that is something they should be considering here? You're going against the Brood, and maybe you kind of, you know, when you're stuck in a situation, you're going against a Beastmaster who can control a lot of the vision game. You know, don't you want to be taking a bit of the map control back?
Yeah, normally around the 25 to 30 minute mark when you have all the outer two towers and you've already applied all the pressure, you want to start taking away all that vision. So it would be very good for Virtus.Pro to get it. Even on the other side for VG.R, I mean, normally we'd have the Necro 3 completed on your Beastmaster, but FY is just doing a really different build than we're accustomed to. He's forced to go to a Link deck, but at the same time, he wasn't really forced to go for the Vlads. That just helps out tremendously. Obviously, pushing with the Spider Links, if he's with them, that just additional pushing power, as well as giving Sven what he needs, extra, you know, life steal here. But
and then I don't know if you mentioned, yeah, he's got the point booster, so
Ags is just weird for me. I was gonna touch on it, but it increases the initiation range. But at the same time, I don't know if it's going to be enough there. Obviously, it should decrease the cooldown there, but it's not. 70 to 45 isn't. I mean, maybe you could realistically get 2 off in a team fight if the kite is real, because that's what VP kind of want to do with their lineup. Like, either you kill them instantly with a Bat Rider Lasso with the Lion Finger, but then you have Ember Spirit and Invoker, the kiting kings right now. I mean, you've Tornado work with, so there's just a lot of potential. So I could see, you know, 2 wars coming out in a team fight if it lasts for a long time, but I think there's just better things. You still go 3 for those solar pickoffs, de-warding as we talked about, even Refresher on the Beastmaster is amazing. We probably need to see that too, because you need 2 lockdowns for this game, because what's solve the problem? All right, let's wait. Let's wait, Dakota.
Yeah, it's been unfortunate that this happens out on day number 3 here, but obviously a situation where the players, especially when so much is at stake, both these teams are in the lower bracket, and it's elimination series for either of them. You don't want to be playing with all the hiccups happening right here. I don't know if it's been mentioned yet. I'm looking at Yoku right now. He's got the ultimate orb here. Is this for the Manta buildup or Lincoln's? I mean, I guess could be also something pretty potent here when you have a Beastmaster Roar. There's potential there to lock you down.
Yeah, it's 1 Lincoln's for the Roar or 2 Scotty for just a tank. Like, he could say, okay, I'm going to be on the front lines as the Ember Spirit, and I'm going to soak up all the damage, and then my Chin is going to be able to save me, and then I'm going to be able to constantly kite this Sven with, you know, the slow coming in with the slight, and so it's not bad for either one. I would prefer seeing the Lincolns just to help out with that Roar as we talk about.
But you do make a good point that he might have to be that frontliner, because if you look at the rest of Virtus.Pro, there really is no frontliner at all. I mean,
and that's why he's carrying the Aegis here. Normally you see it sometimes being putting on the Invoker because he wants to do all these flashy plays, and then sometimes he gets, you know, a little too carried away and he'll die. But so yeah, I think it's going to have to be on Yoku potentially for high ground sieges. Obviously G can do the same thing, right? You put Alacrity on him, he can go for that high ground siege from the back, blink away if there's any trouble, and so it can work either way for me.
What about for what the Brood needs to do? I mean, it's not late enough where you're in that awkward position where if you're not taking down the base and side pushing a bit, you're not really doing your job. He was able to make a lot of traction in the bottom lane, but what do you do now if you're the Brood? He has not been able to really put a whole lot of use yet to fighting and dishing out a lot of diffusal damage. He bulked up a bit of farm. He's only got 400 now, but I don't think he has anything kind of waiting for him. But what do you think is his prerogative at this point? And by the way, everyone just totally DC'd, so I don't know if they're...
Hey, we're good. We're good.
Yeah.
It don't matter about them. It's about us. We don't have to reconnect or anything. No.
But should he be more involved with the 5-man kind of a game, or do you play it like...
Yeah, he's been playing it like the 5-man, because you can see with his itemization, normally if you go for like the split push builds, like Necro, that's kind of fallen off, but like you even talk about the Vlads on, you see some Broods still go for that. At times when you want to get down the towers, you also can see, like I talked about, the Orchid stock standard, where you can just, you know, go for these pickoffs on the supports that are trying to find you, or even the Ember Spirit split pushing around the map. But he went for this heavy team fight build with the BKB first, and I'm not going to say it's not going to work out, because eventually they will need to team fight as 5, because that's what VP are trying to do. But we'll have to see if it works out for him, this skill or this itemization.
And we'll have to see as still pretty fresh with the Roche right now. It looks like they are going to give it another try after a full reconnect. We'll just have to hope that that is going to be enough to kind of get the ball rolling on this one.
Let's hope this works, guys.
Away we go. Let's keep our fingers
smooth.
crossed.
Smooth.
Don't speak too soon here.
Smooth as a baby's butt.
We'll see. We'll see. Both teams for now kind of splitting from top
Yeah,
to
get
bottom.
that claps.
Let's get back and underway. Big Dota to be played here. It's just game number 1 of another full day.
I see a
Dota action
Sunstrike.
here.
Where's my Sunstrike?
You know, they really need to add any sort of indicator to be like, Sunstrike's happening over here for an observer, you know? But
A circle this big? Here, look, a circle this big on the...
Yeah, right?
There you go.
I would need it.
That'd be pretty cool, like a target. Yeah.
All right, for in the meantime, Yang back into the grind of farm. Both teams kind of giving respect to the other on what they need to get done across the map. But if you had to gauge who is the pressure on right now to kind of step up and move forward, it feels like Virtus.Pro have a lot of time to work with and can kind of play with the clock a bit, but that's just my impression of it. Do you think that's the case, or can VG Game and Reborn afford to kind of, you know, farm up a bit before they really need to consider going on the offensive?
Well, you have to at least farm ZYS buyback. Like, he only has 1,000 gold. He picked up that Blink Dagger, so, I mean, one pick off here and it's just game over. That could have been disastrous for VG.R. That could have been game over.
Oh, they're still hunting here. Oh, they're going to get a nice two-man chain connection. They lead over the finger, a stun, but the heel of the Doctor comes out, and it's going to be more than enough. And they'll build.
Oh, they got no fair shackle and the blink in from Yang. That's Breachin and his army is going down. Give me that.
Yummy. Yummy, yummy, yummy. So it is actually VG Game Reborn who will be able to get the successful trade on this one. Very ambitious deep dive there from Virtus.Pro. Not going to be able enough to take down the little support, and Virtus.Pro will be down at Chen. I was mentioning about the gems coming out. Looks like they will be able to grab one up. Aloha Dance takes the grab on it. We'll hand it off to FNG. So now they can kind of get the vision back here. Obviously, with that pickoff on the Chen, they do wager there's an obs nearby. There is one right over here in that camp, and he should be able to spot it out here momentarily and start taking this map back for himself. And what about G now, Rio? His Invoker, man, he is sporting nearly 4K of gold at this point. Do you think the lockdown of something like a sheepstick is
BKB.
necessary?
I think he should go BKB.
Right to BKB?
Yeah, I think him and that Rider kind of have it on point. You just go BKB so you can be the aggressive player, and then you make sure this Sven can't just blink on you and blow you up. So it still just comes down right now for me, for both teams, just initiation. We saw how the Blink Dagger came into effect with the Beastmaster as well as the Wind Ranger, and then you have the Bat Rider. So whoever gets the initiation right now, it's going to be the win, as well as, you know, the kiting still from Sven. Like, if he gets on top of anybody, they're just going to get blown up.
Lots of execution pressure, especially on the side of Vici Gaming here, and well, they quickly pop the smoke and they're looking to beeline it towards this mid lane. Virtus.Pro are there. They're also as a full, nearly 5-man. G is kind of the last to show up, and actually VG Gaming Reborn, it looked like they could have had a potential to cut him off along the way. The Hawk is in the air, heading that way. They'll see the remnant up there right now.
No, my lag. Not now. Not lag now.
No, not now. As they jump in, they make their move. They're looking to slash apart the Chen. Don't fear a bit of trouble. Pops up the mech. Will not be able to use the Hand of God. Will preserve it for now. But the rest of the team in a bit of trouble on this one. The BKB and God's Strength have already been committed to CYF. They are going to be able to get a jump over the support. Meanwhile, Yoku gets his own jump.
On the high ground.
They're pulling up CYF. He's going to be stranded up on the high ground here and away from his team. And oh no, a very unfortunate time for a little bit of hiccup play here. And they are going to have to pause it. Kale. Kale. But this is VG Game Reborn now with a 2-man takedown. They are able to kind of force ZYF on the high ground. He does have a TP scroll if necessary, and a tier 2 even here on the bottom lane if he needs to kind of reposition and get back in the lane. But a nice successful start there for VG Gaming Reborn.
Let's see if they can make anything happen. G has the Blink Dagger. Yoku could still come in. He has double damage rune on an Ember. And not having a BKB on Sven is huge right now. But that probably just backed off. There's no point in risking.
G, he's top right. I got Yang even blinking up there. Dominating now for the Yang Broodmother at this point. And
did FNG try to kill off that? Oh my goodness, not giving the respect over to the Blink Daggers.
Yeah.
That is... He had the Force Staff to work with too.
Obviously pretty frustrating there for Virtus.Pro. Yeah, as you said, he had the gem on hand. It was handed over, right? Did he drop the gem at that moment?
That was a cheap shot. I'm paused. Give me that gem. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, gem now on FY, so they don't need to pick
Oh,
it
he
up
had his own
themselves.
gem. That's their own gem.
Well, then I think it might still be on the.
Oh, so I guess maybe he had it on the...
It has to be on Brew.
What happened? Where's that gem at? Am I crazy? He did have it last, but doesn't seem to be up there. There's a soul ring on the ground, as if maybe Yang would have grabbed it up, but I don't know. Oh wait, I think he's standing on it. Is that it right under him? I have no idea. All right.
It's probably under the.
I think he's like dropped it and he's about to ping it right under his body there.
It has to be under Brood because he dropped his soul ring.
Yeah.
To pick it up.
That is unfortunate now for Virtus.Pro. They'll be down that extra bit of vision. 2 gems now will be on the side for Vici Gaming Reborn. Over here on the other side, they can't really see it right now as we've obviously checking out the stage here while we hopefully get these issues resolved. Yoku and G are hanging around this mid lane. ZYF was just farming down some of the creeps, and I don't know if they're hopefully looking to get a catch onto him before he can rendezvous with the rest of his team, but...
I mean, they have a lot of burst damage. He doesn't have the BKB. This double damage could be a huge factor in taking ZYF down. It's be very close. I mean, they have so many blink daggers from VG.R now that they can just.
That guy needs to go to the
constantly-
bathroom real bad, by the way.
Oh,
Sprinting across now.
Bad guy.
He
just
just
wanted
wants to go, but I imagine at this point Virtus.Pro want to make sure everything is smooth before they kind of get back underway here. It's unfortunate.
This is where you start constantly typing dash ping, dash ping, dash ping.
Now look at that, just with that little swing of momentum right there, it is able to kind of get Vici Gaming Reborn back on the upswing as far as net worth. Not anything too dramatic, barely able to kind of get close to 2K in net worth, but is this enough confidence for Vici Gaming Reborn to kind of take the game from here on out, or do you think Virtus.Pro should be too deterred?
No, it's still like 50-50 for both teams right now. It's just going to come down to, I think, Ember Spirit getting big and not getting picked off.
He was able to pick up that Lincoln Sphere, so where do you go from here? Do you...
You have to go dataless now.
Yeah.
You have to start getting some form of, additional damage. And normally you start thinking about MKBs only when you're going against heroes with evasion. So you don't have really the Sven having the evasion. Wind run is very annoying to deal with as an Ember Spirit, but I think you should still just go to the dataless for the slight additional damage when they're grouped up, as well as just having against Sven is going to be enough. He's not going to go any butterfly or crazy, but immediate reconnects. This is looking good right now. Hey guys, how's it going?
How's it
Where's
Mikasa, though, is still trailing a little bit in the farm department, was able to kind of finish off the Maelstrom and Blink Dagger, but hasn't been able to complete anything since then. Still sporting 2K gold. You're a Windrunner in this game at this point. Sorry, Wind Ranger.
I like Windrunner more, though.
But what do you build up from here? Is it just finishing out the Mjolnir at this point, or do you think she needs to consider picking up something more defensive aside from just having a Blink, getting a BKB?
I mean, even the Lincolns on their side isn't that bad, right? Because what their initiation right now from VP has been the Bat Rider. You just put a Lincolns on one of your cores, and then you're just not able to do anything. So you can also want to have a BKB, because if you're at any given moment, Invokers just can blow up anybody, right? That's just the thing. That's the hero. You just Meteor, Deafening Blast, and all of a sudden you're just dead. So you're forced into these situations where all this huge magical burst damage and you have to get BKBs at times.
Now, obviously, they were not looking to engage for CYF as he stepped back out. Instead, they will keep the pressure towards this top lane. In fact, these Forge Spirits, which have made many people pretty damn frustrated. I believe it was, Fly, who said it's always great to play against Invoker and when you have that 5 or 7. I mean, they're even still able to get that tier 3 down to nearly half of its life. That's pretty ridiculous. The split game of this Invoker is pretty damn solid, and they're going against the Broodmother, for God's sake, so...
Yeah, who's going to be more effective at split pushing?
Right. Speaking of which, the Broodmother, 3,600 gold built up for her. What do we do with that money?
I like AC.
Yeah.
I mean, but at the same time, Sven normally goes for the AC, but it looks like he's going for his own Lincolns for CYF. But yeah, I like AC for the Brood here. It's going to help them a lot against the physical right click. So
They have spotted out little no fear here, and FY
goes to his egg.
the jump moves Loads in, gets the roar. They even commit the death roll for this one. Later response, Yoku looking to make a move in. Tries to get Mikasa, but not going to be able to get the grab. The coconut will fly and force him out from trouble. Nice catch on the Sunstrike for FY. FNG gets the lasso connection from Mikasa, pulls him back, but they can't get a finish yet. There they will finally get the finish. They will get FY down. They make it 2-2 right now, but then ZYF turns back, slashes down the Batrider, and now it's Yoku being focused between the two. Oh, he gets side, and he gets taken down right inside the ancient camp.
Too soon. And he has no buyback.
Oh, they have 4 down from the side of Virtus.Pro, and your Yoku Ember Spirit out for just over a minute. Here comes Vici Gaming Reborn down the middle lane.
Alright, this is not as bad as I thought, guys. There's still an Invoker on the team.
Still Invoker, still to muscle through.
That is just such a big deal coming out. I mean, that was, you know, almost chin Ags, so we could have had the potential creep to work. But yeah, there's the Invoker players. That's what we like to see.
Focus coming out right now. Tornado EMP tries his best to just try to deter him and slow them down, but that tier 2 is going to drop. Vici Gaming Reborn will take that win and hustle on back. This Roche is now up, and I can bet you anything that Vici Gaming Reborn will look to beeline it back that way. I said this Roche is now up. There we go. Now it's out. They will be spotted out now, and we'll see if they just kind of go right for the Aegis.
Nope. Just blinked on top over it. This is...
I mean, they know it's up.
Yeah,
It will be there. Even Virtus.Pro are hustling that way, anticipating that they're going to be going right for it here.
They just do a lot of damage with the Qualifier now, and the God Strength. They're not risking anything here.
Yeah.
There you go. There's the Inner Beast. There's the Vlads. Now you can see why FI went for this build. It's just...
I was so close with that Sunstrike, I would not have been surprised if the Radiant sniped that kill, but it is not going to be the case.
Hey, Cheese. Alright, can you just look at the Cheese?
Oh, nice blink dodge from the stun, but oh my god, that hurts to see right there. He just easily shreds him down. Wait, with 3
You know, when I was doing camera work the other day, Dakota, can you please look at Roche Pit? No. I was gonna do that.
Oh, you left
just
the
picked
cheese?
up the cheese for DDC. Alright, that's 30 seconds still, my OCD, but that was just kind of weird.
I like how Aaron put it yesterday. It's just sometimes you have to let the cheese
The
in.
only way that worked is because they had the Hawks though. They were scouting out the cheese, I think.
Oh, that's true.
Oh, that is funny.
I wonder why that is. Do you think they just kind of lose count of how many? I mean, especially in this kind of game where there's pauses non-stop.
there's pauses.
Maybe you just lose count of how many Roches you've actually done. But
I lost
nonetheless,
count too.
they'll still be able to get the cheese up for this side. And Virtus.Pro, you know, I don't know. Is this already Plan B territory if you're on the Radiant? Just kind of pushing out those side lanes and stalling things out. They have good, respectable late game, you know, having the Ember Spirit on your team, but
Yeah, they have to fall back for the high ground here.
oh, another catch for No Fear. He does have his Agnums now, but he does not have his life as he gets quickly slashed apart. ZYF will pick up that one now. 5-2 and 3 on his Sven.
Yeah, they just have to transition into holding the high ground and hoping that Ember Spirit and as well as the Invoker can weather the storm, and they're just gonna have to, you know, just outplay VG.R right now.
Now it's all Vici Gaming Reborn trying their best to push past
They're
the
grouped
river.
up. Oh, that's
Right inside the base, they make their jump. Aloha Dance gonna get shredded there.
They are so lucky that Sven did not have God Strength or a crit.
Radiant's middle tower is under
He's gonna be good. Any reason that Vici Gaming Reborn shouldn't just go for a high ground push at this point? Do they need to play it slow?
You just have to be very cautious because of the Batrider blink-ins and the Ember Spirit Sleight of Fist as well as the Invoker. It's very hard sieging against this lineup. That is going to be the toughest task for VG.R. So just making sure that VP, because what VP want to do is they want to have, you know, Yoku go out, split push the lanes, as well as you can do it with the Batrider too. And so what they can do is they just bait out VP on the map and they just get these pickoffs, and then they force them to, they push it and they make VP buy back. Right, so you still have to worry about buybacks and all this high ground defense, the huge high ground defense capabilities from VP. So it's not going to be easy.
Daedalus now complete on your ZYF Sven. Yoku looking to get one of his own, still holds the crit for now, but 2k gold invested that way, and you can bet that he needs to now consider reserving a chunk of that gold always for the buyback. It's just at that critical point, you caught outside your base, you don't have a buyback, this game will be over.
He's going all in though. He's just going for that Daedalus. They have the courier up here.
Oh, you're right.
This is...
Yeah.
They've been scouted out by this ward, so they're kind of on the hunt. Meanwhile, this is like Liu Yang. We didn't talk about it yet. He picked up the Abyssal probably like 2 minutes ago.
Oh.
That's going to help out with their lockdown.
Oh yeah.
They have
Okay. Ooh, tornado.
Jeez.
No. Next already. Boom, boom, boom. Even a roar all for him. Wicked sick for CYF.
Yep, you just wait for them to come outside the base, you punish it, and that's a very bad play coming in from G there. He blinked out to use the tornado, and then all of a sudden you don't have the blink save because I feel like he could have the reaction speed to blink away from that Sven stun.
Meanwhile, Home is in trouble, but FNG will quickly lasso up the Sven. They pull him back. The Lincoln,
SY,
but if he pops out, he's just dead. Great defense coming out from Virtus.Pro. That almost looked too easy. They're even going to get some good damage here for Yang. G is back now. Hops in, Deafening Blast. And it looks like they'll settle for the DDC Witch Doctor. Oh, he eats the cheese. Goes for the shadow. He's making him sweat for it.
No, wait.
Dire's courier.
And they get the courier. All right. That's a pretty forgiving trade right there.
Dire's top
Okay.
tower is under attack.
He ate the cheese? What? Why did he eat the cheese?
This is so flabbergasted. I don't know. I mean, he was as good as dead.
Okay, so I saw hungry. The courier came out and gave him his TP scroll. Maybe he thought he was going to get the TP and TP away?
That was just pretty ambitious.
Yeah, that was just that cheesy. But they were able to get, that was such a great play.
Now quickly it's Virtus.Pro going towards the high ground on the northern front.
Nice play from FNG here, just canceling out that Lincolns with the force staff and just dragging him back, and then all of a sudden...
Now look at this. They're going to be going into tier 3, soon to fall. Sven needs about 30 seconds before he's going to be able to offer a defense for the rest of his team. Now the Alacrity up Yoku. There's the jump, the last FY. Primal Roar now out of the equation. Does have a buyback for a minute, and will probably not buy it out until the Sven is back up, and suddenly it's a Rex going the way of Virtus.Pro just when we thought things were crumbling. They have Abyssal, just in. Yang not going to be able to get the Abyssal catch there for Yoku. They lose their Rex. The Chen army going to work right now, and they will pull it right back. At least they get Mikasa will be able to get the jump for dust here, and as you said, they will get the Chen, but Virtus.Pro very happy with the exchange.
Yeah, that's one of those moments where Yang would love to have that back. He got the diffusal off, trying to anticipate the cancel of the Lincolns, but the Wind Ranger already did that job with the Shackle. And if he had just immediately Abyssal Bladed, they could have potentially got that kill on the Ember Spirit, and they could have set up everything. That's just, one of those things you can't time because sometimes you get the Lincoln Sphere, like, oh, when did it get proc? It was like 15 seconds ago or something, so hard.
Look at the swing of net worth, just because of
this net worth,
those Raxes taken down. I mean, Yoku was like, just got his Chrysalis and was at 2,000 gold between, saving for a buyback or finishing out the Daedalus. Well, he has that Daedalus done, and he already has 3k gold on top of it. Just absolutely ridiculous. I looked at G, 3k gold for him. This Virtus.Pro squad is pretty damn rich, and this game is just back to even once again. Actually, probably even more than not for Virtus.Pro able to get that Rex down.
So... still, it's anybody's game. Even though they lost the racks there from VG.R, they're very strong.
Yeah.
And it's just, FY getting picked off there didn't really help. And meanwhile, top lane, speaking of pickoffs.
They've lassoed up Yang. They're going to be pulling him back to the Aura Dance, who sets him up with the finger with the stun. Tanky. EDC, though, steps in, gets off the Copula, and as you said, this Spider, pretty damn tanky. Goes to BKB, tries to leech up a lot of the life back with the help of his ultimate, and will be fine. There's a BKB down, though.
I wish I could have seen Yoku. Maybe he had his Boots of Travel on cooldown, because if he had came to that team fight and rimmed it somewhere else, he could have still went back and farmed.
Yeah.
So if they just had that extra TP and damage, I didn't even think Brood was that tanky. I mean, he just has like a BKB for the health. That's just...
yeah, BKB treads is really all that adds to it, but you look at the life points, it's not even that dramatic either. 2k, but still not enough firepower there from Virtus.Pro to be able to get the finish. And Vici Game and Reborn will be able
I think it was the Glimmer Cape. Was it the Glimmer Cape really well timed coming in from the Witch Doctor?
Yeah, possibly.
Because that range, yeah, I think it was. Negating a lot of that magic damage coming in with the finger.
Right. Applaud to the support there from Vici Gaming Reborn. And now suddenly we are back the other way as they push past the river. Do you think Vici Gaming will feel more confident that they have the better 5-man fight? I mean, I don't know if you want to be pushing in again towards the Virtus.Pro base when they have that Bat Rider up waiting in the wings. Maybe they might have learned their lesson the last time.
Yeah, I hope they learned their lesson. It's going to be hard for them to high ground siege, right? As we talk about it a lot, you might have to drop something here on Sven. It's going to be kind of tricky what he can drop here. Maybe the Saint Yasha to pick up the Aegis. He can also drop his Boots of Travel, but then he's going to be very slow. They're going to need an extra life on him, though, else he's we could just see that same scenario happening where he just gets kicked off on the high ground. Right.
Looks like Mikasa's going to try to follow up with his own share of damage here. Picked up the Crystallis here in the meantime. And will help assist in being able to push out these lanes as fast as possible. And we get back into a bit of a stalemate here and back into the grind to farm. Eyes possibly on the next Roche, which is spawned up right now. Will be spotted out from the Hawk here from FY. And already Mikasa steps into the pit and begins to go to work, just showing the value that VG Game Reborn have on this extra life. It looks like they will quickly take it down. And actually Mikasa is going to be the one to pick up the Aegis here.
Yeah, I think he's better at high ground sieging than Sven, just because you can stay in the very back, you can blink away if you see trouble kind of coming, and then you just have the focus fire. And with the Ags always at your disposal, it's going to be, you know, quick focus fires here and there, so you can disengage whenever you want, never have to overcommit.
Look at the Virtus.Pro squad really posturing up inside their base here, taking things nice and slow. Looks like they might smoke up here after they push this out a bit. Aloha Dance does hold one.
But so far the itemization, nobody's really messed up a lot this game. It's all been looking very stock standard here. You have the Invoker picking up that Lincoln's just now. It's going to help him a lot where if he pops BKB, there's only going to be two things that can, you know, go through it. It's going to be the Abyssal Blade coming in from the Brood as well as the Beastmaster Roar. So if you're making them use one of them on your Invoker BKB, then you're very happy with that scenario. And then you're going to have to think about this right now. How are you going to bring him down? And we see it's going to be so hard bringing down the Invoker twice if he has the buyback. VG.R, this high ground, eventually you're going to have to siege it, right? Yeah. It's just like, how are you going to do it?
It'd be a lot easier, you know, it's easy to say now, but you know, if FY was able to kind of string together the farm to pull together something like a refresher to have that extra roar at the ready, but you know, obviously would not have had the mana pool. Now we'll, of course, with the commitment to the Agnum Scepter, but
yeah, this is really good. It's daytime. You have the Hawk now that scout out for vision.
Break in and just suddenly going to be shredded apart. That's a gem down and a Flat Rider out of the game for 70 seconds. Whoa. Okay.
He didn't pop BKB first. He at least pop your BKB first when you blink in so aggressively like that. I mean, he tried to go for like the play of the century with his Ags, but wow, that's the, I don't want to say the fail of the century, but
you know, for the sake of Virtus.Pro fans, I hope that was not the one play that could have cost them a situation here, but surprisingly, even with the Batrider going down.
Yeah, they had a TP back because Ember Spirit was, you know, threatening that high ground.
Yeah.
And so now you have ZYF, he managed to push out the lanes, and this is when they're going to still be able to go high ground. 30 seconds still on the Batrider.
No threat of the lasso. This is Vici Gaming's time to get the most out of this base push here. Yoku commits in for the Scotty, still has enough farm built up.
I was like, he doesn't have TP for 15 seconds, but that could have been very bad too.
Now Mikasa from the low ground. He's supposed to work a jump in. G caught out with the roar here. Another good bag. He pops up the BKB, but it's not going to be enough. He goes down. 90 seconds. We'll have a buyback. We'll have to use it here. FNG is going to be back up at a moment's notice, and it looks like VG Gaming Reborn will quickly turn and run. Can they make it away? Finger there. FY though going to be committing into the cheese, but oh man! Yoku slashes them apart with a huge sleight of fist and big amount of damage coming out from the crit. They look for Mikasa here. He does still have that Aegis if necessary. Meanwhile, they're going to get a simultaneous takedown for a DDC on his Witch Doctor. Full retreat here from VG Gaming.
It's just so hard high ground sieging that. What an amazing play coming out from the Brood though, purging off that send back from Chen, and they were able to catch D, but unfortunately he has buyback, and then when you don't have BKBs on your side, you just see Invoker go to work there. There's just no way you can contest against the Invoker, and they use all of their, you know, spells already. Like we talked about, Beastmaster needs refresher at this stage of the game when you have buybacks like this.
And now back the other way for Virtus.Pro as they make their approach down this mid lane, looking for their second set of racks here. Mikasa out, Yoku jump in, looking to slash part Yoku with it, but they get Yang caught with a nice lasso play. They pull back the spider and look to bumper down. 90 seconds, does have a buyback, looking to commit it right there, but ZYF already in a bit of trouble here, looking to run and make it away from trouble. Move in from the audience, good catch with the stun. Finally falling up Sunstrike's going to be there, and they get him down. A buyback is also going to be forced out from him. This could be the final hold here for Vici Gaming Reborn. They've lost Yang again. He's going to be out for good. No buyback for him, and here comes Virtus.Pro. They put their focus on for the Tier 3. Can Vici Gaming Reborn stay alive now? Zoning back now with the EMP. ZYF going to be forced to sidestep here, but they really have no easy way of approaching this.
Yoku has 2 lives right now. He can just come back in. I am so worried. Oh, and then just right here he goes.
Forces them back. They can't do anything to save their base. The Rex are going to be going down, and Virtus.Pro are just one set away from closing this game out with the Megas. Now they look for DDC. A jump in from ZYF. This could be it.
Not even dead on the wall.
Get a hold of Aloha Dance. He's able to force a way to safety. He's going to be forced to turn back and run. They look to go for Yoku. They can't get them either. They're just getting messless right now. Virtus.Pro playing with their food. Pulls them back into the Chaos Meteor, and it's going to be Virtus.Pro, looks like, here from game number 1. What a fight back from them. Vici Gaming Reborn will be forced to tap out.
I mean, LGD were kind of considered the high down kings, but boy oh boy, sieging against this VP lineup now was just, VG.R just hit a wall and they just didn't have any answer for it at all. I mean, even with the Batrider dead, you still couldn't get Rex? That is...
I'm sure a frustrating game for Virtus.Pro. You're talking of the hiccups, the lag bumps, and it actually looked like it was costing them a lot of trouble. FNG picked off time and time again near that Roshan pit where he handed over the gem, and even getting that very ambitious jump in the mid lane. I thought that could have